When first introduced to digital mixing, one of my first thoughts was, what the heck is a matrix? Coming from a simple analog setup, the only matrix I knew of was a movie that was released in 1999. Now, I'd venture to say that matrix mixes are misused in most churches, but once you know when to use them, matrix mixes are actually easy to understand. In this video, I'll help you determine if a matrix mix is the right solution for what you're trying to accomplish.
Before we get started, we just want to let you know that this video is sponsored by Church Sound Made Simple. Mixing sound seems complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Cut the overwhelm by getting access to this stress-free, no-fluff training that will help you create great sound at church. Visit churchsoundmadesimple.com.
Well, hey, if we haven't met, I'm Cade, creator of Collaborate Worship, and I'm here to help you create great sound at church. So let's talk about matrix mixes. The fact that they named it a matrix makes it seem complicated, but they actually have a very simple and basic function. A matrix mix allows you to create a slight variation of your main mix. In other words, it creates a copy of your main mix and then allows you to make slight variations to the overall mix. Now, I say slight because there's not a whole lot you can change. To be more specific, there are actually 3 modifications you can make to your main mix with a matrix. First, you can EQ the overall mix. Now, you can't EQ specific channels for that matrix, but you can take the main mix, make a copy of it, and then apply EQ to that overall mix. Secondly, you can add compression to a matrix mix. And finally, you can insert one of your mixer's effects on the matrix mix. For example, you could apply a limiter or reverb or graphic EQ or any other effects that your mixer has to offer. Now, at this point, you may be wondering, if you can't change much, well, what's the point of a matrix? Well, a matrix actually comes in handy for certain situations. When it comes to church sound, the primary way you will use a matrix is to send the main mix to another room in the church, like to the lobby, hallways, or nursery. Now, you probably don't want all the low frequencies that are in the auditorium going into the small speakers that are in the ceiling of your hallways, so you can apply a low-cut filter to your matrix mix. You could also apply a compressor so there's not as much dynamic range in the lobby as there is in the auditorium. And that's pretty much the only use for a matrix mix in church. Now, in the past, I've tried to use a matrix for my live stream mix, but there's just not enough flexibility with a matrix to use it for that purpose. Instead, I use a pair of bus mixes with most of the channels set to post fader. I have a video that walks you through my simple live stream mixing strategy. I'll put a link in the description so you can check that out. Finally, if you need help setting up a matrix on the Behringer X32, I put together a simple guide to help you out. Download it for free using the link in the description. As always, if you have questions, drop them in the comments. I'd be glad to answer. If you'd like to see more videos like this, give me a thumbs up to let me know. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the little bell so we can let you know when a new video comes out. And I'll see you next time.